Curvature pen and Freedom pen tool. Hi guys, today we'll get acquainted with another kind of pen, which is called the Curvature pen. It is similar to the one we have already studied, but it works a little differently. And let's take a look at it. Open Photoshop, and we choose this pen. Here it is. It's the third one from the top, so I choose this pen. And look, I put the first point. I put the second point. Now everything is usual. A straight line has appeared. But I put the third point, and the line immediately turns into an arc. I put another dot, and the line turns into a curve. That is, Photoshop itself creates curved lines, without any of your participation. And so I put another point, for example, and another one, and every time I get curved lines. By the way, after I put a point, I can pull it up a little more somewhere, and my line will occur some slightly different angle. If we want to make sharp corners, it is necessary to either double-click on one of the points, and it becomes so sharp, or click, press Alt, and the same thing happens. If we click on these points again twice, or with the Alt key pressed, then it turns back into such smooth points. If we want to move the curve itself directly, there are two ways. First, we can put an additional point and move it somewhere, or we can hold down the Ctrl key, and then the curve itself will move directly. Sometimes, in these cases, an additional point is created if the software considers it necessary. Sometimes it doesn't. Just like that, we can change the direction of the curve. With the help of all these manipulations, we can create various paths, which will be used either to create selected areas or to draw, in the same way as with the previous pen. And it's up to you to decide which of these two types of pen suits you better. But let's look at how it works in practice, because this curved line that I have drawn doesn't show how convenient this pen is. Let's say I need to select this jack and place it. Let's get started. I put the first point, let's say here. I put the second point, here. And so far we have, yes, a straight line. I put the third point, and the line immediately turns into a curve, which then we can correct by placing it exactly along our path. I put the following point, for example here. As you have noticed, each time a point is created, the configuration of the curve changes. So we go here. By the way, if you need to create an acute angle in some place, then you immediately click twice, and this point will become sharp. But I don't need it now, so I don't do that. It's okay that now the path looks quite strange. As you select your object, it will become more and more correct, and there is no need to strive to create too many points. This can only complicate your work. I put another point, and one more, another one, and now we just need to adjust our path and lay it out so that it fully matches our jack. I move this point a little, and here I will press Ctrl and move the curve itself. Look how it's moving. And here I can move the curve too. And here I press Ctrl. And now I'm placing a curved line on our jack. Well, so, if something is wrong somewhere, you can fix it again. Go to the top part, fix it. Well, it looks bad here. You can move it all. And here, perhaps, I will create another point. I click and place the curve like this. So of course, it takes some time. Therefore, depending on your personal preferences, you can use either the pen that we passed before or this pen. It depends on which pen you will be able to work with easier. Well, the path is created. Now we can create a selected area, just like we did in the previous lesson. For example, we press Ctrl plus Enter, and the selected area is ready. Now we can apply mask and add a background from below, for example, and look how wonderful it looks like. At the same time, of course, you can also go into the mask and, for example, feather the edges. Sometimes it is necessary. Well, here, for example, I added a little bit, and the bottom edge of the jack looks much more attractive. Right now, it's like this, and our subject looks quite natural. We have one more tool left, which is called the Freedom pen tool. With it, we can draw lines on the tablet and with the mouse. Here I'm now drawing this curve, and you see I have a path like this. I do it with the mouse, but if you do it on a tablet, you can get a pretty good path that you can use both to create selected areas and to draw. That's what happens if the path is not very good. In the same way, you can select it with an arrow, correct its points, somehow stretch and align them. This is if you prefer to work on a tablet. This is probably nothing more to edit. Let's go back to our jug, which will be your homework today. It must be separated from the background using the Curvature pen tool. I will be waiting for your work. It was Peter Romanov and AIM School. See you next time.